All right. Okay. So I saw you online this morning doing a bunch of stuff. What are you doing?
Okay, you had a question about the difference because I think you've seen it a lot on LinkedIn, probably LinkedIn, maybe Instagram, talking about skills, plugins, workflows, automations, and even agents.
I know I get those so messed up all the time.
And the proverbial steal my prompts. You had a good question about, you started with when do you use prompts? And then we went into what's the difference between those. And when we had that workshop that we did a couple of weeks ago, it dawned on me that we assume that everybody knows when to use one or the other.
I know I'm always quick to jump to let's make an agent.
Yeah.
Agents will solve all your problems. And frankly, to the point where I totally ignored skills and plugins.
Yeah.
So I would love to know a little bit more. Maybe we can talk about that. I think it would be valuable for obviously others to know as well.
Yeah. I think a lot of people jump into thinking, okay, let me backtrack. When I started talking about agents probably a year ago, everybody thought I had three heads. And I think they were right because agents a year and a half ago were crappy at best. They were not really good. Nowadays, agents are really fantastic. They do a lot of work, but I think that agents may be overkill if you use it for everything. This is the equivalent of you using your car to go and pick up your mail.
Right. But let me throw this out there. If digital is free, what does overkill mean?
Well, you're assuming that digital is free. It's not. So remember, tokens have a cost. Even if you do have the free subscription, there is a cost to everything, but that's a whole can of worms that I don't want to go into today, but we can do another webinar about that. But I think, okay, let me take it back. So when would you use a skill? For example, when would you use an agent? Think of it as what is the scope of what you're working? Let's say that you have something that is a one dimension work. That's when you use a skill. So for example, right now I'm working on a set of 8 skills that I'm deploying and I'm going to put them out there for free for people to just use them. And it is, I want you to frame, how do I frame this problem that I have? What do I do? That is the skill. It's one single thing that I'm asking it to do for me. To make an agent for that, that is very simplistic. So the agent is going to kind of like just get bored with it. One single task, think of it as a skill.
So would you simplify it to the point where if you don't really need a deliverable, it's not agent worthy?
Not necessarily because I can have a skill do a deliverable and do that. I would say if it's a single thing to do, that's a skill. Then when you start to have many things to do, then I will package that as a plugin. For example, I have multiple skills in one single thing, that's a plugin. And that also depends on which model you're using. So ChatGPT and Claude call their things different things, right? So I'm just using the nomenclature right now for ChatGPT. So let's say a plugin puts everything nicely, and I'm using ChatGPT's and Claude's nomenclature interchangeable. But a plugin just puts multiple skills in one. So it's a little bit more complex. And
Well, a plugin is like more of a packaging thing, right?
absolutely. Yes. Yes. And way down at the bottom, then you have a workflow. So a workflow doesn't do anything except you copy and paste, and it's just going to do that. You have to call it, you cut and paste. It's not going to do anything except what you exactly do. The cool thing about skills is you can start prompting something, and your agents nowadays, they can call skills by themselves. So this morning, you had a good question. When I was out working on something, it called itself a skill.
Yeah.
Even so, now the models do it themselves. A workflow doesn't do that. A workflow, you copy and paste it, and it just does that.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap up here in a second, but n- referring back to this morning, not only did it call it a skill, it will assure to your other skills without even asking you to build the current skill you were asking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I think that that's super cool. I think the models have progressed so much so that they're doing things that we didn't expect it to do, but that's super neat. Then at the top, you're going to find agents. And agents, they not only are they super packaged, but you can schedule them, which you can also do. You can also schedule these other applications, but they are way more complex and they have more capabilities that plugins will never have. But we can talk about agents later at another time because, again, I can talk about agents for days and days and days. But I love this conversation. How about for the next time, I'm going to show my screen and I'm going to show what I did when my screen was calling itself some of these skills.
Okay, cool. So just real quick, what are you going to post and give to folks? You said you were going to give away something for free. What is it?
Yeah, I have 8 skills that I wrote this morning that are just like, for example, help me frame this problem that I have. A couple of research skills. They're just super easy. You cut and paste. You put them in your ChatGPT or on your Claude, and whenever you're typing something in your chat or in your Claude, it just calls them in, and it's super easy, super simple to use. And I'll paste and I'll share my screen to show people how to
Sounds
use it. Super neat.
cool. All right. Thanks. Till next time.